everybody. No one's watching yet, but can you talk to me really quick?
Yeah.
All right.
We got Carolina versus New Orleans at Carolina. Jameis Winston versus Sam Darnold.
I'm excited for famous James the Cookie Amos Winston. Who kick this dude? He's gone.
It's your party. You got it.
Bye. Some fool joined our party. Thought he was cool, slick with it. Oh, good old School Jr. looking ass. But I'm one half of the co-host Stormflying, and obviously you heard Jet Jackson over there, the other half.
Yeah, that's me.
And Sam Darnold. Let's talk about it. Hold on. I forgot to update my stream title. That's funny. I hope people are watching me. That would also be funny. Hold on. But Sam Darnold. In real life, he's been leading the league in rushing touchdowns. So I hope to see one here.
It would be nice to see if we can get some kind of realism in the league and let Darnold show some of his dual threat ability. But, Madden and users have their own kind of schemes. We'll see how he's implemented here in this offense.
And just like that, Eifert, a tight end, was he a free agency?
Injuries. So Chuba was an obvious choice when they drafted him for that kind of security blanket. And he kind of the same kind of dual threat ability as CMC, as we know. He kind of do it all through the air and on the ground. And then the Broncos released Royce Freeman, and they didn't wait for that opportunity.
No.
They claimed him off of waivers. They didn't wait for him to clear. They went and signed him right away, took his contract in, and they are happy to have him.
And speaking of, but as impressive as the running back room is, let's talk about one of the more underrated wide receiver cores that now Sam Darnold has the chance to throw to, but he's going to throw that one away. Of the wide receiver room, all right, ready, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall, Shi Smith.
Sure. Yep.
Juwan Winfrey is on this team, Brandon Zylstra. So, but I want to focus more on Terrence Marshall, Robbie, and DJ Moore. One of the more underrated cores, I would say, in football as of right now. And Panthers now an underrated team, even more so.
Yeah, I can't imagine that a lot of people had them as a top-tier team. They have a lot of quality players, and some people might like some of their individual players that they have, but as a team, they play really well together, so they're very competitive.
And they had a third, but he left, or did he go? Oh, man, I'm forgetting. It was Robbie, DJ, and somebody else.
It was Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel, a football team.
Washington football team, yes, sir.
That's so sad to see him leave. Those three were, and plus with Teddy B there, I thought they were pretty good. But now Darnold looking to make a third 9 here. I would say crucial first drive. Obviously, 2 streak routes. You have to go for it. You have to test it. RB streaking. He did that awfully. He didn't lead his receiver to the left or anything. Roughing the passer from Marcus Davenport. Now, the exciting Panthers offense is countered by I would say, underwhelming Saints defense.
Sure, they are known for their run stuffing defense historically. If you go to play the Saints, you're probably not going to have a very good rushing day, and that's a hard thing to hear when you're Carolina, because I would imagine that is almost the identity of their offense. So we're going to see.
Speaking of run stuffing, Christian McCaffrey takes one easy 10 yards. But when it comes to the Saints, their linebacking has never been great. They've never had besides Demario Davis, who name another linebacker from the Saints.
Gosh, yeah, they haven't really had a 1A, 1B guy. It's really been Demario Davis for quite a while. They had Quan Alexander for some time. Anzalone was there for a short period of time, but nobody that has really made an impact like the defensive captains and Demario Davis and Cameron Jordan.
Cameron Jordan is also a very loud mouth on and off the field, very talkative. Not afraid to say how he feels. But yeah, I'm looking at this linebacking core, like ROLB, Zach Bond, Ulysses Gilbert, MLB, Demario Davis, and Dylan Cole. I mean, there's just really not a lot. There's a Tyler Eifert take this one, and right into Bond there, as you see, as he gets dragged for a first down. But like those names don't really mean anything to anybody.
Sure, not really going to wow you.
No.
Yeah, not really intended to wow you, but you plug them into this kind of system, and just that the mentality that the Saints have as a defensive unit it just gets them by week in, week out.
Especially in a, I would say, tough division, more or less. You know, the Buccaneers now, Panthers up and coming, and then the Falcons are, not really, they don't really exist anymore. But I would say more or less a tougher division.
Yeah, we're still really learning what the food chain looks like in that division. Buccaneers kind of have established themselves with 2 fairly impressive wins, not against amazing users, but have had 2 impressive outings so far. The Panthers last week played the Jets, which is a CPU, so we haven't really got a taste for what he's capable of yet.
Watch
and
B here.
The Saints.
Oh, Darnold looking to run. Nope. Okay, and the Saints.
Smart throw to just get that away. But yeah, the Saints had a
unfortunate first game.
A nice way to put it. Very unfortunate first game against the Packers. That user's no longer here due to kind of the way that he played. So maybe that we didn't give the Saints a fair shot. Maybe that wasn't really how he played, and just because of who he played. So this is really going to be our first taste of what this division is capable of.
But Crew, 3rd and 5 here. They might have to settle for the field goal. Audibles to an inside zone, trying to ID that mic, ID the user. And Chris McCaffrey tries. And now, I've noticed so far from this drive, I haven't commented on it yet, but the user's not picking in, like, I don't think he's made a correct read yet when it comes to hitting the holes.
Yeah,
besides
unfortunately,
the 1 10-yard
CMC, gosh, yeah, he had that one hole right up the middle on that previous run, but can just continue to take it to the outside. It is a scary thing to take it right up the middle sometimes because it almost just sounds too good to be true. But crucial 4th and 3.
You can go for this? Question mark. I think he's within the 10. Right there, red zone, and 3 streak routes here. Who's going to break first? Looking A, looking D, and Christian McCaffrey breaks from one of the 3 streak routes. As the Falcons user in chat not happy with what I said about his Falcons team. Let's see, making it look easy on that streak route. And Darnold, nice dart booth review. Hold on. Upheld. Okay, naturally. And what a first drive. Almost took the whole first quarter.
Yeah, he definitely took his time on that first drive of the game, and that's what it's going to take in this division because there's a lot of high-powered, high-octane offenses here. So if the Panthers are going to win their games, they're really going to have to take their time, win the clock, and do the most when they have the ball.
And remember that drive almost ended early, but that roughing the passer call saved them, and still took up 5 minutes of play of the whole freaking quarter. And now, as we've talked about the Panthers offense and the Saints defense, like ton of flip sides here. Jameis, the famous cookie, Jameis Winston, about to take the field, Ike.
Gosh, what a story. Drew Brees
retired.
No longer here. How weird is that? I feel like I'm so old, and I'm not. Drew Brees just isn't playing in a Saints uniform. He's not playing at all. No. Like, this is just crazy to me. Jameis won the job over Taysom Hill, and their offense is still here.
Naturally.
So Jameis just has to play up to par. Like, this team really has all the weapons still. They just don't have their captain, their leader in Drew Brees. So can Jameis Winston still take this team with their capabilities, maybe build up some momentum and take them somewhere?
And speaking of weapons, You really only look to two people, and that's Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. I think Winston has something to prove when it comes to a weapon. As Kamara, speaking of, probably gets a holding call. Nice juke back end, but that's probably holding call. Yep, Alex Armour Jr. But like when it comes to weapons, you can only really name two: Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas. And after Michael Thomas, who you got?
Yeah,
because I'm looking at the room. 94 overall, shoots on the 75. Traquan Smith, and then Marquez Callaway, Khalif Raymond, and Adam Troutman just caught that ball. 6'5", 24-year-old tight end. Besides Thomas and Kamara, who the hell do you have?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Troutman is gonna be a big focal point. Obviously, he was a rookie last year, but they brought him in. They like this kid, and I think he's easily developed. You could easily develop this kid into something. You know, they had Jimmy Graham there for a while, so we know what they can do with an elite tight end. Obviously, he has a long way to go, but I think having a good, reliable tight end is very, very dangerous in this offense.
And I also, nice, no bad user. Kamara might have taken that a little bit further. User could have had in the backfield, end of the first. And we have some familiar faces on this wide receiver in the wide receiver room. As I said, Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway, Khalif Raymond, as we know, 5'8" speedster. People love to grab him. Ty Montgomery. And then one of our personal faves, Emmanuel Hall, out of the great state of Missouri.
Yeah, how do we forget Emmanuel Hall, the speedster at 6'3" too. I'd love to see if he gets him on the field.
94 speed, fellas.
Gosh, yeah. If you can get the ball in his hands, I'm sure he can make a couple plays for you.
And there goes Kamara, and he will make plays for you, Kamara. And behind Kamara is I forget. God, who's behind? I mean, that's how rarely they ever get used. Oh, Raheem Mostert. We forgot about Raheem Mostert.
There you go. I was going to give you a sec. I knew you had it.
96 speed Raheem Mostert. How often will he see the field? Is that him right there, number 9? Is that Mostert?
I would imagine.
Let's see if he hits the field as Kamara gets probably juke both these people out. Juking in. Can he roll over for the first? Easy roll over for the first. And who made that tackle 97 on that Panthers defense?
Gosh, yeah, you know, he's going to be all over the field today.
I'm excited for Eater, bro. I'm excited. Oh, Eater, Derek Brown over there, Brian Burns. This Panthers defense is scary. No one's talking about it enough, I don't think. They have people, they're young, and I think they can do some damage. But Kamara continues to run all over as he's getting these jukes in and out. This Panthers defense, though, is nice.
No, it really is. Even on paper, obviously, they acquired, we can kind of see him down in the left-hand corner of the screen, Stephon Gilmore, when they already had Dante Jackson.
C.J. Henderson.
They drafted J.C. Horn.
Yep.
They newly acquired C.J. Henderson. Like, this cornerback core could really compete with anybody in the league. They have depth all over the place.
The Winston going to lob this up in a double coverage. Troutman comes down with it over. Oh, what? Troutman mossed in double coverage. No way.
Troutman is playing the wrong sport. That was an alley-oop dunk that Troutman just absolutely postered Hassan Reddick, an outside linebacker. Speaking of all the corners and all the athleticism they have, all that speed they have in the secondary, and you have an outside linebacker guarding Troutman.
Yep.
I was just speaking of his potential and what he could possibly be. That is just a snippet of what he's capable of.
And God, I want to see more as Hubbard gets it up to the big hit stick there on the return up to the 26. But I want to stay on this. No, I think we can move back to this Carolina Panthers offense. We saw Darnold. Throwing the ball, I didn't see anything big thrown besides the CMC touchdown that went for about 10 yards, but I haven't really seen any hits down deep yet. And if I have, I've just missed them. But we might see one
Yeah,
here. No, a little curl
we,
route out
we've
to the
we've
left.
seen a fairly conservative approach for the most part. I had that one deep ball that luckily wasn't intercepted, and then they got the roughing the passer call that moved them down the field. And I'm curious to see as CMC takes the ball for 4 yards here for 2nd and 6. But I'm curious to see how they move the ball down the field without getting bailed out. Is that what it's going to take, or are they going to have a big play here? What is their scheme? What is their identity? And how involved Sam Darnold is.
And we know this Panthers user very well. Shouts out co-commissioner John Hunter. We know him very well. And I would say an up and coming user, especially with his defense. He knows what he wants from his offense, and he's hoping to get a speed hit there. CMC, can he juke back in? Nope, missed user. He's going to stay in bounds. Keep that clock ticking. 5 for 8, 46 yards and a touchdown. Again, very conservative. He's not really known for going downfield often. He's known for using the running back out of the backfield, which CMC for him is a perfect scheme fit for head coach John Hubdub. But not fourth, 4:01 left, clock ticking, and he loves this jet sweep. He's been using this a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it doesn't go to a guy like DJ Moore right here or Shy Smith, but Robbie Anderson, oh man, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
-2.
But yeah, Robbie Anderson is athletic. I mean, he's speed, he's got some length, he's got quality route running and whatnot. But uh, you're gonna have to dial up something a little better than that.
Yeah. And it's just also a little quick touch. Not that we had to talk about it, but the quarterback room isn't exactly, the craziest room when it comes to the Panthers. You have Sam Darnold, right, former Jet, and you have PJ Walker, XFL star, and then Ike. You naturally have to have, if you are the Panthers, Nick Fitzgerald
Oh man,
as the third stringer.
yeah, it seems that he follows this user everywhere.
For those of you that don't know, I'm pretty sure Panthers, if he still does, runs the Saints playbook, which allows people like Taysom Hill, which is not Nick Fitzgerald, but Taysom Hill will be lined up in certain areas he might not used to being at. But he might come on 5 wide with Nick Fitzgerald just throwing a QB sneak, or I mean a QB draw. My fault. So if you ever see a different quarterback come in, chances are it's probably Nick Fitzgerald. Let's watch this 3rd and 5 as the clock continues to tick. Again, using this clock to his advantage, looking for X there. Nope, but he get there. Ooh, Tyler Eifert coming back to the ball, making a very clutch 3rd down. As Darnold hit as he threw Ike. Scary.
Gosh, yeah, Eifert, great awareness, come back to that ball, just possession catch right at the 1st down line. Now, obviously, we know Darnold is capable of moving the ball with his feet if he needs to. How long can this O-line hold up until he decides to make a business decision and get out of that pocket?
But let's watch Darnold looking for a deep throw here. Just from the player. Never mind. He faked this out. He had us excited, and then the clock stopped. But look at that defensive form there from the Saints. Like, what is that? What is that defensive? That nickel blitz? What is he running?
It's that's one way to bring pressure. Have a DB coming outside off the edge. Can't always recognize it when you're on the field just trying to read the coverage from the offensive side of the ball. So curious to see how much he dials up a blitz, if that's a regular occurring thing in his game plan.
Again, 1st and 10. Is this the halfback red zone scissors? Are looking underneath. Again, Eifert, easy 3-yard gain. Still very humble with the stats, 8 for 11. Not like 67 yards and a touchdown. 144 here. I'm hoping to see a little bit more aggressive approach here from the Panthers before half as we are experiencing some technical difficulties. Something we hate to see when playing online. Let's hope they don't lag out, and if they do, that's the commentator's curse there, fellas. Let's watch patiently. Please. Okay, watch this. B to A. He's gonna nope. Never mind. The audible to the run play. Oh, never mind. CMC making one man miss, making another man miss out to the left. 20, 10, diving, nothing. CMC touchdown. Well, I'll eat my words. That was exciting, and that wasn't a deep pass.
You know what? Yeah, we were sitting here criticizing him, telling him he wasn't reading the holes, and what does he do? Just bob and weave out of a couple holes, and CMC just takes off down the sideline.
I love to see it, as we're going to see who's their kicker in this? I know Joseph Charlton, the rookie. I think he's a 1-year vet now. Is their punter? I don't know the kickers on this team. Wait, is it Joey Sly?
Looks like
Joey Sly?
I'm pretty sure it's Zane Gonzalez.
Oh,
because
yes. Naturally, Zane Gonzalez.
Sly was released.
Well, Zane Gonzalez, amazing PAT right there. And back to this Carolina cornerback core that you touched on earlier. If you've been reading the EML news or keeping up with anything, you would know by now that C.J. Henderson is actually supposed to be leaving Carolina.
Sure, I'm not sure if he's actually on the field. I've kind of been looking around to see if he's active this game or whatnot. Maybe sit him out to keep him healthy for the trade that was agreed upon earlier this week. But yeah, that they had a lot of depth at the corner position. They decided to move on from C.J. Henderson and bring in a position that they believe is a little bit more important at this time. My goodness.
That could have been game-changing before half.
Gosh, yeah, that's a dangerous matchup. Anybody trying to guard Alvin Kamara is in a lot of trouble and is going to be on their toes. But when you throw a ball like that, it makes you think twice. Shaq Thompson.
Kamara can't help you there. And yeah, but like you're about to say, they're going to bring in position of need. C.J. Henderson was traded for Rashaan Evans from the Tennessee Titans, which is much needed because right now they have Deion Buchanan, which, isn't awful. He's just fast at the position he plays. They have Jermaine Carter, who's 26. Kamal Martin, who's actually pretty young. And Raheem Mostert, speaking of the devil, there is number 9 now. They're getting some no huddle. 3rd and 2. Let's see what happens here on this 3rd down. Shaq Thompson in the middle, playing that cover 2 spot. There's the user, Dan Buchanan, looking underneath here, probably for Kamara, I'd have to assume. Nope, going to take a deep shot, looking one-on-one. Emmanuel comes down. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is.
Oh, my goodness.
Guys, if you don't know about Emmanuel Hall, you have to know about Emmanuel Hall. He's the dude. He may be 6'7" overall, but he plays like a 75.
No, his overall does not do him justice.
No. What is this defense here from the Panthers? That linebacker is supposed to be playing the cover 3. Winston? Maybe? Oh, no, he's like a spy. No way he made that throw. Winston, touchdown, Thomas? He crossed the line?
Oh, my gosh.
What
They formed the Bermuda Triangle around Michael Thomas, and he still dared to throw it in there. And the user just watched it go by. There was no other place for you to guard than that open slot, and he just let the ball whiz right past him.
Jameis Winston had that LASIK eye surgery, and maybe he's seeing things we don't see here up in the booth. But that throw, that's a highlight. That's amazing. Wow.
Gosh.
From the Emmanuel Hall catch to Michael Thomas in triple coverage, and I'm not even sure he crossed the line to score that touchdown.
Yeah, something about forward momentum in this game just kind of puts the ball where they think is best, and it was close enough to the goal line. Might have caught it there and fell backwards, but nonetheless, we got a 14-14 game.
Which is nice. I went to DJ Moore, 9 for 74 yards, maybe the longest throw all day from Sam Darnold. Does he get aggressive? Does he want to score? Come out and gun tight offset? Maybe with the 3 tight ends? No, is it 3 tight ends? No, this is the 3 wide receivers. So booth review. Hold on. The call is upheld naturally. All right, Ike. Let's see Darnold. Let's see if Darnold can throw out can use that arm. That's what I want. I just want to see you do throw the DJ more, man. That's all I want to see.
In due time.
But now watch this corner route real quick. Just watch this corner. If he switches to, he's looking. Why'd he go, bro? Throw deep or something, Darnold. I don't understand these audibles.
Oh man, the only thing I can think of is that he was predicting that his opponent would be covering deep, so he was hoping for a quick dump off to maybe turn into something bigger and get out of bounds. But you got 22 seconds and all 3 of your timeouts. We're not playing the guessing game. You got to move the ball down the field.
Watch B here. Could be wide open. Yep, there it is. Not wide open, but overthrown, Ike. That's your play, man.
Yeah, we saw it. We knew as soon as he called it, we knew where that play was going. It's that spot and go. That outside receiver in the bunch formation comes over, kind of flutters in the middle of the field, then takes off back down the middle. And he was open, but Sam Darnold throwing off that back foot kind of drifted pretty far back in that pocket. And that just makes the slightest difference. And I would imagine that's why it was overthrown.
And that play is deadly as you can guess against cover 2. And we're going to see 2 superstars on the right side. One maybe looking to blitz, the other fullback into coverage. He wants one-on-one with Anderson. Jukes back in, and he's going to just take the timeout probably. No, the Saints want a timeout here, actually. It's 4th down. Yes. I was unaware.
Saints wants the ball back. Sam Darnold, Panthers didn't want to make a mistake. They had their opportunity to move the ball, and they were just too conservative on this drive. Obviously, that far back in your own territory, it is kind of hard to want to move the ball down the field and not make a mistake. So,
and I would argue, even though the game is tied, Panthers been too conservative. I would say not been aggressive enough.
You could argue that.
I mean, besides the one audible, that's kind of crazy. As maybe Emmanuel Hall might do some movie magic again. As you're going to see the Panthers adjust the ball in the air defense and probably his zone flats off, if I have to imagine, as he's going to run out of time. Let's see what the CPU gave him to work with. A little man coverage, okay. He's going to back him up naturally, play over the top, guess the pass. Yep. And he has to blitz with Thompson here. Can't fall back in coverage. If he could use your Brian Burns. Now Derek Brown. Let's see what happens. Will he get double teamed? Yep, he will. As Thompson one-on-one. Winston looking, cocking, throwing into quintuple coverage as Hall still put a hand on that. Hall still put it in quintuple coverage. Ike, if he would have come down with that ball, even if the half would have ended, if Manuel Hall would have come down with that ball, I think the Panthers should just forfeit.
Yeah, that would be absolutely demoralizing, having to go into halftime after a play like that happened, even if it didn't result in a touchdown, like you said. That's just terrible. But Khalif Raymond out of Holy Cross, we know, is very dangerous on special teams with his unique speed, skill set. We'll see if he's incorporated in this offense at all, but not a lot of shots down the field so far. A lot of dink and dunk, some runs that have turned into bigger plays. Curious to see anybody wants to strike first.
What I want to see is Winston throw one up to my boy Emmanuel Hall. Michael Thomas move over. It is now Emmanuel Hall's time. As we're going to see the play being, I'm assuming, audible here. And fresh coverage here from the Panthers defense. This might result in something bad. No, they're going to get to Kamara as Kamara held to a humble 4 rushes, 28 yards. Kamara not being used as much as we would thought in the run game.
Yeah, not exactly. I do want to point out he came out in a strong I-form type formation and only 3 down linemen. So I think that changed his mind and why we saw so many audibles on that previous play. But yeah, Kamara should establish the run a little more in this second half because for the most part he's really had a lot of success.
Let's watch here. 2nd and 5. Kamara trying to split one. Gets a juke. Beats one man. Oh, so close. He can taste it. And I think the Saints heard us in the booth. I think they're going to start relying on Kamara now a little bit more. In the run game, at least. He's been using the passing game.
Yeah,
But
not
Kamara
the
so close.
fastest. Not the fastest, but Kamara absolutely the quickest guy on the field. And all he has to do is make one guy miss with one of those jukes. And you could see him going.
As Eric Reed caught him on that play. It's a nickel blitz here. Let's see if they can get to him. Winston goes not down. The block was picked, and Michael Thomas catches it. Oh, my God. No way Kamara picked up that blitzing corner.
Holy cow.
Did you
That just
see
speaks to
that?
the awareness that Kamara had. And Winston, a little bit of delayed reaction, but eventually drifted over to the right. If he would have been sacked, that could have been huge momentum shift for this Panthers defense. But yet to really get a stop.
I think it was delayed because he got sacked, because I did too. I thought Winston was going to go down. So you're going to see Carter user up against that fullback looking underneath route and just broken up easily by number 26 there. I would assume that's Dante Jackson. If not, that's Gilmore. Don't know who that is. I'm sorry. But I know it's someone fast because he was step for step with that receiver. Michael Thomas, Ike, here goes ISO on the left side. A little press coverage. He's getting crazy. Thomas, the route running, working it, and Winston goes down, but the ball was thrown out. Ike, we haven't seen a lot of abilities being taken advantage of this game.
No, not necessarily. We know what Kamara is capable of, and he's shown it here. But yeah, Michael Thomas hasn't necessarily got the ball in his hands a lot and shown us what he can do. We know he's a top receiver in this league. Obviously, the offensive line has been playing together for a while, and they're very capable of giving Winston time.
You're going to watch Kamara. Winston goes down. A huge sack from Shaq Thompson. Now allowing this Panthers defense to finally breathe a little bit. As we're going to hear the crowd get into it and watch. Oh, didn't even know replay from that. Finally a sack from either one of these defenses. It's been a while. Been held quiet. As Hubbard doesn't want to take this one, bounces into the end zone for a touchback. But that sack was beautiful. Perfectly timed, too.
Yeah, absolutely. On a third down, there's no other time to get after the QB than that.
And now the Panthers on offense with a little bit of momentum, I'd have to assume, with back to this little play here. Now, if the blocks line up, this play could go for a touchdown if all the blocks line up. Everyone's tight, close to the line. If the blocks line, CMC gets in the Oh my God. Dylan Cole let me introduce Dylan Cole to CMC. Ike would have hit.
Gosh, yeah, CMC is going to change his alarm on his phone to a little bit earlier because he's got to get in the weight room.
Now Darnold in the pistol sit with a bunch to the right, ISO more left. Maybe CMC wants to do something. And again, another audible to a run play. There's a lot of audibles to run plays here. As you can see, keeps IDing that Mike Darnold does. Moving, grooving. CMC finds the hole, hits it. Easy first down, question mark. They give him inches. 3rd and 1, naturally. Still nothing aggressive yet from the Panthers. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see a different look make this Saints react as we might get just exactly
the star
that.
of the show. Nothing aggressive, but something new. There he is, number 9, 6'5" himself. That ball carrier better be unconservative because he might fumble. Nick Fitzgerald is in, looking, direct snap. Nick. Oh my God. He could have gone for more.
Just one guy away from taken off.
Shook off the same man that tackled him. Watch this on the replay. Nick gets past, and what a... John Hudem is known for getting unorthodox plays to work. A fullback dive for a touchdown. And almost right there. All right, here it is. Play action. Finally, something new. And it better not be the Thomas. It better not be the Thomas. I swear to God, if it's a freaking Thomas, bro. Thank you, Darnold. Keeping us on our toes.
Oh man, yeah. Maybe go back to the run game here. Try and get a manageable third down because that wasn't it. I don't know what that throw was.
As soon as we say something crazy, the football gods say, "How about something boring?" As we're gonna see Terrence Marshall, maybe act up here. No, maybe. Oh, please give us the drag wheel. I would love to see. No, a jet sweep. That's exciting. It's a run play though. Something crazy, but it might go for more as he gets the perfect block here. Marshall, Lattimore with an early dive, but caught Marshall at the inches line, maybe. Nope, for the first down. That's a very generous give. As he's going to go to the strong, maybe weak set here. And Ike, I've heard from a little bird that you don't like the weak sets.
It's just such an interesting look for someone on the defensive side of the ball having to guard against that. It's just such an unorthodox look. It's hard to know which direction the play is going, and that's exactly the meaning of it. It just kind of give you an awkward look.
More touchdown. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and see if Sam Darnold can dial something up here.
Oh wow, not a touchdown, not even close. Never mind. I kind of liked what he had more with. I mean, that box was stacked. Let's see, you run like a little stretch, a streak, or anything else except that.
Yeah, he came out in that 4-4 defense, and that free safety initially came right down onto the center, was breathing down his neck. So it was it's quite obvious that it was man coverage. Corner route was the obvious choice there, but Sam Darnold just an inaccurate lob pass. I don't get it. But
is this why we're not going deep? He knows something we don't about Darnold. Maybe he's injured. Maybe his arm's a little bit rattled. As another audible to a run play happens here, but the defense looks a little bit weird on that left side. So we might see something crazy. Darnold gets the ball off. CMC take it to the outside. Jukes back in. Nice juke in as Demario Davis finished off that tackle. And CMC 11-90, one touchdown, and Ike, here's that manageable third down you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern. He usually takes some kind of shot on first down, and then second down, when he doesn't convert on first down, he gets just some kind of yards. Makes it third down a little bit more manageable.
He's looking the far left receiver. He's looking X to Y here. XY RBR is his read for sure, and he's gonna put Marshall on a little flat little thing. Why would he throw?
Oh, man.
How do you audible and then not like the guy you audible? Because he called it perfectly. Yeah. He called it perfectly.
Yeah, he audibled correctly. I think the screen pass would have initially worked just fine. I would personally put the ball in CMC's hand any opportunity I had it. But he did have the perfect setup there, had a nice little, kind of a baby hitch route that just kind of sits in that soft zone, and then a flat route that was just sitting wide open on the side, but chose the wrong guy.
And beautiful punt by Joseph Charlton out of South Carolina at the 6-yard line. And can this Panthers defense keep up the momentum they had from that sack play from Zach Thompson? What does the Panthers defense dial up? This Panthers defense has been aggressive, but not much of the offense.
Yeah, with this defensive backcourt, they really should be able to stop anybody. But it has been single-handedly Kamara moving the ball again.
And taking one up.
Averaging 10 yards per carry now.
Yeah, he was 4 for 28 earlier, but now 6 for 60. Finally, his name being called in that run game, and we're going to see aggressive strip call adjustment. He thinks he can strip the ball out of Kamara's hands. Yeah, good thinking. Yeah, you're not going to do that. I assure you. Your defense is great, but Kamara is a little bit better. Another man coverage look here. Buchanan, the user, trying to fall number 40. Excuse me. In the look. So we're going to see Kamara again met by Buchanan. Easy 4-yard gain, 764. As the third quarter is ticking to a close here. And like from one quarterback room to another, Taysom Hill, why? I want to see more of him, right? You have him, use him.
Yeah, speaking of Carolina using the Saints offense, the Saints are the Saints, and they have Taysom Hill. They have those kind of weapons. They have Ty Montgomery, the kind of hybrid receiver running back, and we're just not seeing that team.
That form.
You know, and it's really interesting. Kamara obviously carrying the load for the most part, but you would like to see a little bit of diversity.
And there's Mostert. Speak of the devil, as he jukes back in. No, gets caught up. Oh, Mostert still makes 2 yards out of that, though. Don't know how. And a scoreless third quarter, but still tied, so that still means it's exciting.
Yeah, both teams went into halftime 14-14. We're playing fairly conservatively, and here we are now, fourth quarter. Somebody's got to make something happen.
And let's see if it happens right here in this third down. As the crowd's getting into it, they're going to quiet down a little bit. And watch this. Winston talking to his team, obviously yelling at them. It's loud in here. Kamara looking, bench route, looking for that corner route. And Smith, Traquan Moss's one, jukes back in. Ike, Traquan Smith over Dante Jackson.
Yikes.
Not something you want to see, especially as with speed on Jackson.
And not quite sure how he has his matchup set, but Traquan versus Dante, you would imagine Dante wins that 9 times out of 10. I guess Traquan just got that one.
These Saints receivers have come to play, as we saw Emmanuel Hall earlier making an amazing grab, Michael Thomas making a circus-like grab, and now Traquan Smith getting in on the action. As this Panthers defense right now isn't really, that momentum's going away slowly. As handoff to Mostert, there's that diversity you wanted, and hit right into Shaq Thompson, 2 for 7, 2nd and 5. Ike, we're seeing a drive here from the Saints. Yeah, do you think you maybe bring in Taysom Hill? Or maybe and quarterback room again, Ian Book is there, nothing crazy. He's there. But I don't think you bring him in.
I would think if this drive stalls out, they end up punting, having to settle for a field goal. If nothing happens on this drive, there's only one thing to do, as Troutman, just a simple drag route for 6 yards, able to get this first down. But you have to bring something out, because obviously both teams have just stalled since halftime. So you're going to have to really think about how can I get my opponent's head to give him something he hasn't seen yet, hasn't adjusted to yet.
Because Panthers has been playing conservative. We've seen it. We've commented on it many of times. And Saints has just kind of, gone with it. He hasn't really had to adjust because Carolina hasn't adjusted yet either. But as soon as he goes downfield, as Winston's probably going to try to here. Winston, a circus throw. And is this illegal contact? Is this holding? Oh, wow, that sucks. Winston was running backwards. And all of a sudden realized, I think someone is wide open. And threw a dot. Those eyes of his know something we don't. Eyes in the back of his head. Throws in the triple coverage. As we're going to see pressure come in here from this probably annoyed Panthers defense. As he's going to play some press coverage here. But watch out. Thomas on Gilmore. That's a matchup we have not mentioned. Buchanan covering. Oh, you can't, ref. You can't call that. Gilmore was just playing patty cake with him. You can't call that, ref. He was there.
Yikes.
What?
Oh, man. Both of these teams, that's how they're moving the ball down the field. It's either penalties or big runs that get broken off. They're both kind of getting bailed out here. But Saints have an opportunity.
Now they're within at least field goal range. At the least, the Smith man in motion back to his original post where he was. Again, never mind, he wants even further out. probably a run play if I had to assume. Yep, Kamara makes one man, gets brought in. And clock is ticking under 5 minutes now at the 2. You know, if the Saints do score here, which I'm assuming they will, the Panthers have to get aggressive. They have to. It's just simple.
Yeah, they might be forced into doing something that they're not necessarily ready to do.
And Kamara held up again. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's just take it one step at a time. Maybe this defense can get a shutout and hold them.
4 down territory?
Here.
Is a 4 down territory for touchdown? With the way this game's been going, or do you trust your defense and then kick a field goal?
Man, yeah, that's kind of a user preference. If you can get 2 yards here and maybe take it down to the 1, I think you have an opportunity. But just because both teams have stalled out, it might be safe just to take the 3.
Easy. Trout went over the middle. Yep. As soon as you call that nickel blitz, it really is good or really bad. It really is hit or miss. It's not really reliable. As the Saints finally break the tie, though.
You got to be ready to drop back with your user when you're sitting in that nickel. But, man, just really wanted to bring the pressure there, and Saints read right through it.
But finally, the tie has been broken. The Saints now lead. And not really something you see often, but the Saints are now going to force the Panther. I'm just trying to find a way to say this. And Hubbard making it look easy. Hubbard won't go down up to the 33. I would say the New Orleans offense is now forcing the Carolina offense to play more aggressive now that it's 21-14.
Yeah, you are in go mode now. You have to go into your playbook. Obviously, we've seen him. He doesn't use coach suggestions. He goes in by formation and looks around and dials up what he wants.
As like Darnold seeing ghosts in this Panther stadium. I'm sorry if you don't believe in ghosts. Well, you have to now because Darnold's been seeing him for the past couple of throws.
Yeah, he had his revenge game last week against the Jets, and they pulled out a win there. But he might have used up all of his juice. I don't know. It has been a very unimpressive game from Sam Darnold. He has been inconsistent.
As Terrence Marshall, we're going to see DJ Moore again. Not a lot of use from the abilities. He's looking at Robbie, obviously, over there. Coming around on the comeback, throws it across body. Anderson jukes one man and cannot juke out the other. But finally, a bigger play. It just hit over 100 yards. Mr. Darnold, over 200 total. Finally, Ike, something.
Gosh, yeah, he has so much athleticism on this roster that it's crazy that he's having a hard time moving the ball. But when he does hit pass,
that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
As Moore looking to split that cover 2, watch it. Watch Moore here. It's not cover 2. Everything's covered underneath. Anderson catches that. What an impressive catch. Finally, easy 5 yards there. I thought that was about to get picked off by 22.
Yeah, seeing a little sense of urgency here finally, and they're moving the ball consistently. See if they can keep themselves out of third down range, and obviously don't want fourth down.
But Darnold, we saw from McCaffrey has that superstar ability. Lets him helps Darnold pick his routes. As we're going to see the Saints defense moving a lot here. Wide open, streaking. Oh, but no, so is Terrence Marshall. Don't try and juke. Smart man. But Ike, you saw like cover 2 and A came open streaking very late, not soon enough for Darnold to see.
Yeah, if he's been keeping an eye on his previous play art, he would have seen that this man has been in cover 2 majority of this game. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to exploit it.
But we're going to see him on a stretch play. Oh, gets beautiful blocks. Make one man miss. And takes out of bounds. The ref. That's a football play. You can't. Yeah, that's a football. You can't really get mad at that if
Yeah,
you're a
they're
Panthers
playing
fan.
through the whistle there. I don't have a problem with that.
Up here in the booth, we like a little bit old-fashioned. Maybe throw a punch. I don't think you deserve to get ejected. Throw a punch. Fuck it. Just don't step on a man's face. That's all. And CMC X Factor activated at the perfect time. Let's watch it. If he even uses it, he might not. Looking for the underneath route. Yep, easy. Eifert tackled 3 yards. 2-minute warning. All right, Ike. The field is enclosing on this Panthers offense. 10 yards. Still have a chance for a first down. They don't have to go for touchdown right now. And they have a chance to tie it. But still keep being aggressive.
Yeah, your goal obviously is to get in the end zone. But how much time can you take off this clock and put your opponent in a difficult position if you are able to play this outright and get that first down in a play or two and then score within the next couple plays?
And CMC gets that ability. Trying to take this in slowly. Strong wing. Ike, what are the odds he goes for a fullback play?
With CMC's X Factor now lit up, I can't imagine you put the ball in anybody else's hands. But, the fullback dive has proven to be effective. So if he needs to, we know it's there.
And maybe that jet touch pass looked a little bit fun with CMC, But the clock is ticking. You're gonna need a little bit longer. No way he calls this play here. All bunched up. No way. Oh my God! It worked. Robbie Anderson. It doesn't have to.
My goodness.
I was a doubter. I'll admit I was a doubter.
There was 1 second on the play clock, and the last thing you want to do in that situation was go backwards. And I was afraid with that audible he wasn't going to get the playoff time. And then he had to motion him for the jet touch pass. In my head, I was thinking, oh my goodness, here comes a false start, delay a game, whatever. But Robbie Anderson, jet touch pass, nobody with contain, just easily walks that in the end zone.
At the bottom of the screen, Texans, Cleveland, 21-20 down there. But 1:14 left. 21-21. Savage. The Saints receivers have been making circus-like catches. Winston has been throwing godlike balls. And Kamara is now being used. It's been clicking for the Saints. And this Panthers defense, has had answers. We've watched it. But recently, this Saints, luck has been on their side this game, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. They've come down with some questionable balls. Had a few calls go their way, pass interference and whatnot. But
but maybe that one should have been picked.
Gosh. Yeah, we think Christian McCaffrey isn't necessarily being used enough, even when his X Factor is activated. And then on the other side of the ball, we have him force feeding Kamara, so we don't have any type of balance here whatsoever. But obviously, you would love to get the ball in his hands because he's going to make something happen. But Michael Thomas, he has X Factor, he has abilities. He can make a big play for you here if you drop the right play.
Don't watch it, John. Don't let him split this cover too. Winston looking, no way, one-on-one. Again, this happens. Smith off his head, and Smith punches.
There's no way.
And Smith punched. He punched the two.
Both of them had an opportunity at that ball. The defensive person had it, the offensive, then they tried, and then he pushed, and roller coaster of emotions. Absolute nonsense is going on in Carolina.
Jameis and his receivers, I think we might have to test them for PEDs. They're playing out of their fucking minds right now. Man coverage, here we go against these cornerbacks, which haven't been doing very well. Ms. Winston's been dotting them up. And, oh my God, they finally make a play. Jesus. I guess
Oh,
I
my
guess when it matters,
goodness.
they show up. The Panthers defense. I guess when it matters. Finally, Michael Thomas held the ball a little bit too long.
Yeah, that was a scary animation. I wasn't quite sure what was going to be the result of that, but a great test for J.C. Horn. There's nobody else that's scarier to guard than Michael Thomas in short yardage situations.
Like we've commented 3 games in this season.
Sure.
There's a bad punt. Jesus, and there's Hubbard looking to do something. Shakes one off, gets another, falls forward. We've commented 3 games so far.
We have.
The first game, I already forgot what it was. I already forgot. I can look, but the most previous game we did was Giants and Broncos,
Right.
and then the first game we did was
It was Steelers Bills.
It was that's right. It was Steelers Bills, and I cannot believe that we might be commenting 2 games back to back that go into overtime. But who knows? CMC right here, he might score right here.
Yeah, with that very underwhelming punt that put them in really good field position. They don't have to.
Nope.
They're not as stressed
But the clock
as
is
what
still
it
ticking.
could have been.
I'm stressed. The clock is still ticking. Why is the clock still ticking? Why is this happening? I mean, he needs a field goal. He hasn't been aggressive all game, and now he thinks he can get comfortable. Mr. Panthers here. Who does he think he is?
He has been playing in very conservatively this game, so the fact that he has this kind of field position, I hope that doesn't mess with him.
I hate this. Oh my God, DJ Moore mossed him for a touchdown. There is no way that's how this ends. It was an immediate beat. We all saw it. We all know he was going there. He immediately beat him off. But a bullet pass, Sam Darnold, really? He not a lob pass over the top? He knew he was
absolutely
faster.
disgusting.
And you know what? I'm not even confident that the Panthers will win this game because the Saints, again, have been making amazing catches this whole damn game. It doesn't matter because the Panthers' user on defense has been taking his guys out of position. I can't believe it. A squib kick going to Armall Jr. He might return this. No, he'll get user trucked.
Oh,
Naturally.
man.
And 36 yards? I think that's where you want Jameis. I think that's where you want him.
Gosh.
Because he still has 3
Yeah,
timeouts. He still has 3 timeouts. He could go out route here. He can go corner route here and still have time on the clock.
It's literally the fact that we're 1 turnover away from this being anybody's game.
Yes.
Neither of them had a costly mistake yet.
We've
Obviously, some
seen
bad
1
reads.
sack and bad reads.
1 sack, but a very conservative game for the most part, and then a few deep throws that either resulted in getting mossed or pass interference.
Or roughing the passer. Depends on who you talk to. Buchanan guarding and looking. There's that corner route and...
What is going on?
I hate this. Why did he have it by depth chart? What?
The fact that the Panthers is winning this game with the decisions that he has been making, just
maybe we should shut up. He's winning. Maybe we should shut up. Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah, who am I?
What do we know? What do we know? I don't know.
I'm just up here in the booth.
Yeah, I'm just watching this game, bro. I'm just chilling. C.J. Anderson is playing safety currently on that far right side, covering that zone. There he is, Ike. He's at safety right now. Or just corner playing deep. Whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. But Winston is probably making the backyard against type play here. As you keep all these motions, adjustments, looking. He's gonna throw a deep 2-on-1. He might come down with it too. I don't know. Nope, no come down with it. Okay. Well, Hail Mary time. Because you have 4 seconds, and that's all you really got to do. That's all you have to do.
Gosh, that's unfortunate. They had roughly 20 to 30 seconds on the clock, all 3 of their timeouts. They didn't dial up any route combinations to move the ball down the field effectively. They just took deep shot after deep shot, and that's not going to win you the game unless one of those just happens to fall into your lap. So, in my opinion, it was poor clock management. Panthers got very lucky, and but still 1 play left. Let's see what happens.
And fucking who knows? It might be a circus catch. Thomas might lob it. Actually, might tap it up to Traquan Smith, and it might be a touchdown. So let's watch. Wow, what an end to the game.
I don't even know what to say.
There it is. There's the play. That's all, the only play that mattered. We watched an hour worth of film just to watch one play matter. I'm kidding. Ike, takeaways from this game. Saints, I would say played way better than last week. No turnovers from both teams. I think they looked way better. I think if you run the ball a bit more and change up your play calling a little bit, I think you have a winning formula. And then from the Panthers, just play more aggressive and just make sure Sam Darnold doesn't overthrow your people. That's all. That's the only takeaways I have.
CMC and Kamara obviously dominated on the ground. I feel like if they both would have stuck with that, the score would be very different for both sides. Obviously, we saw some mistakes on both of their parts going when they were passing the ball through the air. Sam Darnold with some bad reads. Winston just with some bad throws, some of them resulting in pass interference, some of them resulting in mosses. It just works out that way sometimes. But these teams are in the same division. They're going to see each other again, and it was a one-possession game.
And we're going to look at some stats here, courtesy of our co-commish, the Panthers, showing us through no interceptions. I think that's key for Panthers and Saints. Just both. I hate how similar these stat lines are. As I think the stream just ended there. And with that, everybody, thank you so much for watching. It didn't end, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to take us out.
I don't want to be anymore.
Yeah, my heart can't take it. I hate this. Who knows? We might kick it over to a different game and stream, but who knows? Ezra requested we do his game. Who knows? We might. I don't fucking know. But with
Falcons have to do something before we're streaming.
It's him versus Giants. I don't want to watch that. I send this out, please.
Hey, appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna get some quality games going here, and welcome to EML.
Peace. And here, Nappy Boy Radio Live, the winner from last game, Mr. John Hubdub. John, we made a lot of comments, and we want to pose a question to you. Mainly, I don't know if I cares as much as I do, but why were you so conservative that game with play calling? You audibled a lot to short plays, to runs.
Yeah.
Very conservative. Darnold did not have a big day throwing besides that last throw. I can't believe that worked. But why so conservative?
Well, I mean, the game plan going in was to kind of, play the time, play the clock. Obviously, that first couple drives, went pretty well, managing time. A nice, I think it was maybe 6-7 minute drive for the first possession. But yeah, I mean, just tried a couple shots at Darnold, didn't quite work. But I mean, I tried to, keep it on the ground, got a nice run with McCaffrey. He played a big factor today. And just was hoping for the defense to step up, but obviously some big contested catches by the Saints offense. I think Troutman had a couple touchdowns, tight end, and just needed to get our one lucky break, and I think we got that one with that DJ Moore pass at the end.
Any questions for John?
Yeah, obviously, big day for CMC on the ground. Didn't get as many touches as I necessarily thought he would. He had his X factor activated at a point during that game, and he didn't get the ball near the goal line. Was it a surprise to you at all that Darnold was overthrowing some of those throws, and there's just like a few bad reads in there? Is that something that you're used to? Is it just a scheme you're testing out? What happened in there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, week one was much of a kind of warm-up game, testing out a few things, especially in the passing game, and kind of tried some things out with Darnold, didn't go quite as well. I mean, obviously, we want to see if Darnold can develop into a potential, starting caliber quarterback. Some argue that he's on the fence between starting and not starting quarterback caliber. But I mean, we tried to give it as much as we could to CMC, both on the ground and in the air. And I know, especially towards the end there with that goal line play, I think we ran a jet sweep to Robbie Anderson. Just tried to catch the defense off guard a lot.
I think you almost caught yourself off guard with 1 second left on the play clock.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we tried to get a little too tricky with it, but I think going forward, want to obviously stick to fundamentals and not get too coy with the play calling, and just accept the win and work on what we need to work on going forward.
And do you have any more questions?
Nah, competitive game nonetheless. Good win within the division. I just wanted to congratulate you and good luck on the rest of your season.
Well, hold on now, John. No, I want something from you, John. I want your reactions. Now, we couldn't get them live, and this is the last question you could say. It's in different parts. I want to go through. I want to walk you back. I'm not showing it on screen, but I just want to remember in your head. You brought in Nick Fitzgerald, and he almost broke it big. How did you? Were you frustrated he didn't break it big?
Well, I was mostly focused on getting the first down. Obviously, it was a very short 3rd-and-1, something like that. So I was mostly focused on, holding on to the ball and just getting the first down. But obviously, nearly broke, and I mean that would have been a massive play if he had broken free there, but just couldn't quite get past that last line of defense.
And
it was definitely had a moment there where I thought he might have broken free.
And then the Saints offense had 3 catches. They were Trotman mossed your outside linebacker for a touchdown. There was a circus catch by Thomas, triple covered for a touchdown. And then there was the Emmanuel Hall mossed your dude again. Were you frustrated with those?
Yeah, they were definitely frustrating. Obviously, the corner matchups to my liking, and unfortunately, didn't have Gilmore and Thomas as much as I wanted to. I'm not sure if that was a scheme issue or something like that. Just couldn't get them on them, trying to make the adjustments before the play calls. But yeah, just a lot of mismatches that were unfortunate. But yeah, I'm just glad we were able to manage what we could get and get some big stops, especially towards the end there.
And just like Ike said, congratulations on the win, 2-0 start of the season. Do you know who you play next week?
I believe it is. Let me think here. I think it's Houston.
On to Houston. You heard it here first. This is head coach John Hubdub and one half co-host Soren Fine, the other half co-host Jed Jackson. Again, congratulations, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.